Good evening and welcome to the November 13th, 2018 special call meeting of the Shawnee City Council. I'd ask that you please silence your electronic devices at this time. I am Mayor Michelle Dissler. I'll be chairing this meeting and I will do a roll call at this time. Councilmember Zimmerman.
Present.
Councilmember Neighbor.
Present.
Councilmember Jenkins.
Present.
Councilmember Kemling.
Present.
Councilmember Meyer.
Present.
Councilmember Sandifer.
Present.
Councilmember Constance.
Present.
Thank you. Because tonight's meeting is a special call, the council will only be able to discuss one item on the agenda. I would like to remind council to please turn on your microphone when you'd like to speak so we can get a clear and accurate record for the minutes. Because information related to the appointment has been available and individuals have had the opportunity to contact council members and provide answers to a questionnaire prior to the meeting, I believe this appointment is now a decision of the governing body based on candidates' presentations and responses tonight, so there will be no public comment during this meeting. Also, our regular city council meeting is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. If you're unable to complete the interview process before then, I will recess the special call meeting, start the regular city council meeting. After the regular city council meeting is complete, I will reconvene the special call meeting in order to complete the interview process with the intent of making an appointment. There is only one item on our agenda tonight, which is to consider appointment to fill the vacancy in Ward 3. According to Charter Ordinance Number 45, there was a vacancy in the council, in the office of council member from May 2nd to December 31st of the year. Remaining council members present and voting may act to fill the vacancy until the completion of a special election is called as provided by law, at which time a council member shall be duly elected for the unexpired term. Policy Statement Number 7, City Council Vacancy Appointment Process, establishes a process to follow in order to select a candidate to be appointed. The vacancy was discussed at the October 2nd, 2018 Council Committee meeting. The Council Committee recommended 6-0 to appoint someone to fill the vacancy until a special election could be called. The Council Committee also voted 5-1 to call a special election in conjunction with the fall 2019 election cycle when someone would be elected to fill the unexpired term. If someone is appointed tonight, their appointment would run until January of 2020. Whoever is elected in November of 2019 would be sworn into office in January 2020 and complete the unexpired term until January 2022. The city accepted applications from individuals interested in the Ward 3 vacancy. Applicants were asked to submit a resume, cover letter, and declaration of intent, and to also respond to a questionnaire. The applicants' cover letters, resumes, and declaration of intent forms were included in the packet. The city clerk verified the candidates completed all the necessary steps and are all qualified electors of the city, live in Ward 3, and are registered to vote. Tonight, we will be interviewing 14 candidates. Each applicant will be asked to give a 2-minute statement explaining why they are interested in serving as Ward 3 council member. Following their statement, applicants may be asked to respond to questions from governing body members. The order in which applicants will appear before the governing body was determined by random draw. Immediately following all the statements, the governing body will have any discussion they deem appropriate. After discussion, a nomination process will occur. Council members will write down the name of the candidate they wish to nominate for consideration. I will ask the city clerk to collect and display the written nominations on the overhead projector, and I will tally the nominations. Should there be a tie between 3 or more people, I will draw the name of the first person to be considered at random from the names that were tied. Should there be a tie between 2 candidates, a coin toss will be used to determine which candidate is considered first. After this process, I will call for a motion. A majority vote of the council members present and voting is required to make the appointment. If the number of favorable votes is 1 less than required, I can cast a deciding vote in favor of the appointment. If an appointment is made tonight, the city clerk will swear in the new council member. City Clerk Powell will now bring in the first applicant.
Can't get in.
Good evening.
Just start.
Yep.
Okay, all right. This is new to me. Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Aubrey Monran.
and on a cold Christmas Eve in 1988, I was brought home from the hospital to 5555 Meadowsweet Lane in Shawnee. In second grade, we moved just a tad bit to the east, to the childhood home that I now own. Both of my parents grew up in what was back then Monticello Township. My grandmother served on the school board, and she owned a square dance shop just down the street here in Shawnee called Dixie's Dance and Duds. She spent much of her adult life fighting for an overpass at Johnson Drive and K7. Before her death, she moved from East Shawnee back into a house 2 blocks from that very overpass, seeing her dream of a safer interchange come to life every time she left her house. Her passion for civic engagement still lives within me, and that's part of why I'm here today. I've spent my entire life in Ward 3, and I know firsthand how Shawnee nurtures its residents while keeping an eye on the future. I hope to bring further sustainability, job and economic development through increased access to transportation and pulling businesses into Shawnee to do that, and a focus on public health in our community. I value communication, compassion, integrity, and humor. As a case manager with Johnson County Mental Health, I have a unique perspective on life across every square mile of Shawnee, as I meet with consumers and learn about the various cultures, socioeconomic levels, and barriers faced in every pocket of our city. I am prepared to answer the call to service of not just Ward 3, but to all of Shawnee. When our state and federal political climate is unstable and unpredictable, I feel that it is the job as a city government to reassure its citizens of not just stability, but progress. I feel that my Clifton strengths find our top 5, including developer, strategic, and responsibility, particularly lend themselves to this task. Good starts here, and I am prepared to make that good even better as Ward 3 Councilwoman. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Does anyone on the council have any questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready to start.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Lisa Larson-Bennell, and I am asking for your nomination and vote to fill the Ward 3 vacancy. I'm running for this appointment because this is a very important time for our city and especially Western Shawnee. The council is considering additional residential and commercial developments in our area and a new community center. At the same time, it is trying to balance the interests of citizens from different areas of the city. Some of those areas have underserved populations and aging infrastructure. We need a second passionate voice that will listen to the residents of Ward 3 and be able to balance their interests with the needs of the city as a whole. I will be that engaged and responsive representative. I have enjoyed meeting and speaking with several of you over the past few months. I have also met with many community members, and I know you have heard from several who support my appointment. Those who know me best, both professionally and in our neighborhoods, know that my focus is on people and building relationships. I am motivated to run by a deep love of this city and our community. I do not see this role as a stepping stone to higher office. I just want to focus on doing the best job I can for Shawnee. That means being honest and reliable. It also means continuing to work every day to be a good person. I recognize the importance of this position and the public trust that will be placed in me. I pledge to be prepared to fulfill my responsibilities. In that spirit, I carefully reviewed every item on tonight's council meeting agenda and am prepared to hit the ground running. If appointed, I will work to be transparent and tireless in advocating for the interests of our residents and neighborhoods. I also know that this appointment is just the beginning, and November of 2019 will be here in no time. I embrace the challenge of setting up a campaign, knocking on doors, and raising funds. With that, I will conclude by thanking you for your time and your dedication to our city, and I humbly ask for your nomination and vote tonight. Thank you.
Does anyone on the council have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Speed up.
Welcome. You can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. This is terrifying.
You're fine.
First, I would just like to thank you guys for coming in early, but most importantly, just to thank you guys for allowing us to fill this vacant seat. I know that that's not a requirement, so I appreciate you guys giving the third ward an equal voice on the board. As I researched the role of city council and what that means, and most importantly, kind of what you guys do for the community, the one thing that I related to most was your responsibility of the direction that the city goes in. And as a controller for multiple businesses in Kansas City, I know the importance of a well-thought-out plan. And also as a mom, obviously, equally important to have a lot of plans. But realistically, sometimes the direction changes, and I know that you have to be able to move accordingly to succeed. So in reading the multiple agendas for tonight and previously, I see how much Shawnee is growing, which is really exciting. So my hope would be that we would be able to continue moving forward in a way that adds value to our community, in a way that we represent for other people that want to move here. Obviously, there are 16, 15 of us that are excited about being here and wanting to represent us. So I think that speaks volumes to what you guys have already done. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Does anyone have any additional questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do I have to go back down the middle?
That was Rusalo. Rusalo, or however you pronounce it. She should have introduced herself.
This was an old copy that I had.
Because she was nervous. Go back down.
And I can't even take credit for making her that way. Good evening. Whenever you're ready.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Japhet, but my friends call me Jay. Today I'm here not as a Democrat or a Republican. I'm here as a citizen and a resident of Shawnee. Professionally, I'm a medical software engineer, but I have always looked forward to serving my community. Last year, I enrolled and successfully completed Johnson County Citizen Academy program, where I learned civic engagements, explored county budget, and toured various facilities. Upon completion, I was awarded a certificate. What I wanted to show you. My presence here is not for coincidence, but a reflection of how diverse Shawnee is growing. If elected, I'll be the perfect voice for all Shawnee residents, including those many minority groups that feel left behind. If elected, I will work with all the members in the council to promote the values that our people care about. I will compromise to progress our community agenda when necessary. My number one priority will be ensuring that we balance our budget, support our education, facilities, and local business. I will also not hesitate to work with any members who want to ensure that our community is safe. Lastly, I have asked myself what more I can do to serve our community, what I can do more to serve to benefit our neighborhood and residents. I look forward to receiving this opportunity from you all. Thank you.
I also want to offer to you, since you're so excited about the Johnson County program, we also have a Citizens Police Academy in Shawnee. We have a new Citizens Fire Academy. We have Shawnee 101. So you might be interested and excited to get some certificates from those as well.
Oh, for sure, I'll look into that.
Does anyone have any other additional questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Rushton coming in.
Yep, right over there, yep. Welcome, and whenever you're ready.
My name's Jeff Ristow. I'm here for the Ward 3 position. I guess I want to, a little bit about my background is I've been a resident for 14 years in Shawnee. We live in Gray Oaks behind Mill Valley. My reason I want to do this is just new challenges. My last kid is graduating from Mill Valley, so I want to do something else. I've been on the board of the Booster Club, helped with football up until last week. I've been on the HOA boards, so I'm just looking for new challenges to help out.
Any additional questions from the council? Mr. Neighbor?
I just would say you have a very impressive voting history over the last 10 years. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. Right there. Start whenever you're ready.
Thank you. City Council, Mayor, all, thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. My name is Britt Lagaman, and I'm hoping to be the next City Council member. I started my career and dedicated it to service. I began at the age of 19 with the Iowa Homeless Youth Centers while I obtained my degree at Drake University. I moved on to Kansas City, and I joined the Teach for America Charter Corps here and taught first grade while obtaining my master's degree. I then attended the University of Kansas School of Law, and I've spent the last several years working as a public defender here in Johnson County. Most recently, I made the transition to being a stay-at-home mom, now that I have my two children, my son and my daughter. My husband and I chose Shawnee specifically to raise our young family. We bought our first home here, and we're excited about this prospect because we wanted a community for our children that was bright and vibrant, safe and welcoming, and as thriving as Shawnee is. Ultimately, my goal in being here today is to be a representative of that community, to work in collaboration with city leadership as well as with the residents of Shawnee to ensure that the growth and development that our city sees continues, and to ensure that the city that we leave to our children is the city that they deserve. Whoever becomes council member, and as I said, I hope it is me, but whoever becomes council member next will have new projects like the upcoming votes that we have for the community center, and ongoing projects like the continued restoration of amenities and infrastructure that already make Shawnee so great. Ultimately, having somebody who has an education and experience as an attorney, somebody who can learn fast, synthesize information, and who has experience in mediation, negotiation, and advocacy will be a benefit to this council. Additionally, as a former educator and as a mother, I'm somebody who has a vision for the future, who is looking to make sure that every decision that's made here in collaboration with the city is a decision that will leave the best city possible for our children. With that, I thank you for your time and certainly encourage any questions or further conversation.
Does council have any additional questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yep. And you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Katie Ray, and I'm respectfully requesting to be considered to fill the vacant City Council seat in Ward 3. I'm a proud stay-at-home parent to 2 girls, ages 7 and 12, that attend Prairie Ridge Elementary School and Monticello Trails Middle School. I am a frequent parent volunteer, community volunteer. I am a Girl Scout leader to both of my girls' troops, and I also teach School of Religion at Sacred Heart Catholic Church. I have been a resident of Shawnee for the past 8 years, and my father was born and raised here. Before I lived in Shawnee, I was a resident of Lenexa. I've been married to my husband, Ted, for 15 years. He owns a car business in Leavenworth. We live in Gray Oak subdivision. I am asking to be part of the City Council because I am passionate about service to my community. I love the city we live in, and I want to help make positive and forward-thinking decisions for the greater good of our city. I think the role of City Council person is one of facilitator to the community's needs, safety, and future direction. I believe local politics are the most important politics because fundamental decisions about our everyday lives are made here. As City Council members should be accessible and transparent to the members of their ward. I am actively engaged with my community, and I feel that I would responsibly relate concerns and desires of the people in my ward back to the council. A City Council member must also be open-minded and willing to work with others. Being able to really listen to others' concerns and opinions and making decisions as a group is the only way to keep our city moving forward. Today and soon, some big decisions will need to be made as we continue to grow as a city and compete with other neighboring cities for jobs, recreation, and safety. I think it's important that the governing body continues to draw in businesses, retail shopping, and diversified housing. All of these components are critical to growth and keeping tax dollars spent in our city. In today's political climate, I also think it's important that citizens from all walks of life, race, sexual orientation, and religion feel that they are secure and included and protected in our community. I realize that my resume and background don't look like many of the other applicants for the vacant City Council seat. I don't have a college degree or come from a corporate position. What I lack in formal education and job experience, I make up for in being committed to excellence in our community. I'm thoughtful, open-minded, organized, and a very hard worker. If I'm selected to fill the seat, I would be dedicated to my fellow council members and residents of my ward, as well as the city of Shawnee. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Does anyone on the council have any questions? Mr. Neighbor?
Excuse me, and it's obvious from your voting history that you go to the polls very often.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. You can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really short,
You're
so
fine.
done this before. Hi, I'm Melissa Henrich, and there is a lot of people here tonight, so I don't want to take a whole lot of time. Obviously, I don't have a whole lot of time to give you because I'm limited to 2 minutes. But I am sure everybody that has come and spoken tonight actually has good qualifications, and they have their own reasons for being here, as do I. I actually want to help in our community. I have a long history of working in our community, working as different volunteer roles, and I'm very nervous. I'm stumbling my words. I apologize. I want to work collectively with the members of our community to help it improve the things that we need to work on and continue to have the things that we do well in our community, continue those to go well. I want our community, I moved from KC-Mo, I want our community to be a star in the metro for more people to come in and move into those older parts and revitalize some of the pieces that aren't as strong as the western part where I actually live.
Any additional questions from the council? Okay, thank you so much. Welcome. Good evening. You can start whenever you're ready. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Whenever you're ready.
They told me to make sure to pull the mic up to make sure you guys can hear me. Good evening. My name is Renee Grigg, and I'm a newer resident of Shawnee, but I've lived in Kansas for the last 20 years. I'm a KU alum. And the cool thing is, we just moved here about a year ago, and my dad is actually from Shawnee, and he actually went to St. Joseph's Catholic School from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, and then he is a Rockhurst kid. So he brought us back here to Kansas, and I was a very happy Jayhawk alum, like he was. But yeah, the reason I wanted to, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and I want to say thank you for the opportunity to even consider. So I thank you for that. And one of the reasons I wanted to, partake in this position is because for the last year, I live in a new home in Highland Ridge Crossing, and I haven't had the best experience with the new building, with the way things have been built and the codes commission here in the city of Shawnee. So I would really like to do what I can to help make a difference, help make some improvements, and where possible. And I also feel that you have to add a little humor. Life can be too serious a lot of times, and I think that you need to add humor in everything that you do. And I think that I offer that, and I have a 6-year-old daughter, and so I'm very passionate about being a mom, and I have a husband, so I'm very excited to be a resident here and do what I can to make Shawnee a better place. I know as a sister community, I was in Overland Park. I was on the NEC board over there, and I was part of my HOA on my board as the president and vice president. So I am pretty familiar with some of that logistics. So I think I could offer some really good qualities here with all of you and the residents, and be a voice for the residents of Shawnee. So thank you.
Is there any additional questions from the council? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Start whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much. Get out the handy dandy little piece of paper here. Good evening. My name's Dave Myers, 22321 West 58th Street in Shawnee. Mayor, members of the City Council, thank you for the opportunity tonight. It is an honor and a privilege to be here. My family and I love Shawnee. As you've read in my submission documents, it was due to a job relocation. We had numerous options on where to move. We purposely chose Western Shawnee. The people, the schools, the community, we love it very much. Last year, I put this love and commitment into action and ran for the Ward 3 City Council seat. It turned out to be a very narrow result, so about 51-49. Now, I know the council members, you've read this, so I'd like to please state the following for the official record, please. Just last year in the primary and the general combined, I invested over 1,000 hours in the campaign. I invested several $1,000s of personal funds in the campaign. I was by far the largest contributor to the campaign, and my wife reminds me of that all the time. But the cool thing is I don't owe anybody but the voters. Out of about 2,180 votes, I garnered 1,058 of those. In the primary and general combined, I garnered 1,667 votes, the most in the cycle. I knocked on over 3,000 doors, and I spoke with over 700 voters. During the election, I was supported by several council members that are here tonight. I was also supported by the Johnson County Sheriff and other council and other community leaders. Due to the circumstances, I believe it's perfectly reasonable for the council to appoint me temporarily until the special election can be held. I would like to stress that a vote for my temporary appointment is not an endorsement of me or my campaign. I have pledged publicly, and now you've seen some of my private pledges, that what I've said publicly and privately is one and the same. I will be nonpartisan, and I will work collaboratively and collegially with each and every one of the city council members, regardless of their governing philosophy. And I'd like to make one final pledge here tonight. I think we all know if the situation was reversed, if council members found themselves in a certain circumstance, they would be at this very podium asking to be temporarily appointed. I will keep my word and be consistent in my word and in my votes. And if I find myself in a similar situation on the council, I would vote to appoint the runner-up. I respectfully request your support. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Does anyone from the council have any additional questions? Ms. Meyer?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Myers. I have a question. One of the biggest issues you've probably heard that we're going to be talking about in the time that this person is going to be filling the vacancy is the community center. So we heard from most of the applicants kind of weighed in on their thoughts on that, and I didn't see anything in your comments, so I wanted to see if you could weigh in a little bit on whether your support for the community center, where you stand on that project.
Thank you for that. It's my understanding that the public out in Western Shawnee has generated lots of emails and been very, very clear about that. I think that any time that the public is pretty clear, we need to listen to that. If the public wants to move forward with that, I think that would be a perfectly reasonable thing to take a look at and move forward with.
Any additional questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here tonight. My name is Barbara Weiner. I have lived in Shawnee for 12 years, and I am a lifelong resident of the KC metro area. I am married, and I am an empty nester. My daughter received her education through our public school system and went on to earn her college degree at a Kansas public university. I am applying for the Ward 3 open position because I want to be involved in my community, and I believe that I can add value. I am a non-confrontational person. I am a neutral, and I'm a fair person. I want our community to continue to grow while maintaining family values. I applied for the Ward 3 volunteer role upon hearing of the vacancy and the request for community members to come forward and apply for this important role. This is my first time at applying for a government role and any role in this capacity. I have served on several boards, both school and church, and I have completed the Johnson County Citizens Academy. I believe that each citizen has the right and obligation to be involved within their community. If there are items that we wish to change, then we should be a part of that change. We should be a part of that by appropriate actions and to help change for the good. Thank you again for having me here tonight.
I also wanted to offer, since you mentioned the Johnson County Citizen Academy, we have the best in Shawnee of the Citizens Police Academy. We have a new Citizens Fire Academy, and we have Shawnee 101. So if you're interested in any of those, you will not regret taking the time to go through them.
Thank you. It was amazing. It was so educational.
Ours is better.
Okay, all right.
Ours is
But I really wanted to learn more about local government in Johnson County, and it was amazing. It was a great academy, and you apply, and then you get to meet people within your community. So
Right.
It's
So
a good
ours
one
allows-
too,
Yeah,
but
ours
yours is the
allows that same
best.
opportunity. Yeah, so you'll get to meet your police officers and your firefighters and your city staff and.
The makeup of how it all comes together was fascinating. And some of it was sad, you know, to go to the jail, you know, to see young children, that was sad. But there was great, you know, great things within the community, so.
Yeah. Any further questions from the council? All right, thank you.
All right,
And
thank you so
I look forward to
much.
seeing you at our academies.
Okay. I'll look online. Thank you, everyone.
Madam Mayor, are you on commission?
I'm a volunteer.
Good evening.
Hello. Good
Get
evening.
over there and start whenever you're ready.
Right. Council members, thank you for having me this evening. My name is Michael Duma. I am a resident, obviously, of Ward 3. I live over by 51st and Mund. Moved there about 5 years ago with my wife, bought our first home there. We have a 2-year-old son. Professionally, I am a lawyer, practice law in Johnson County, Wyandotte County, primarily criminal defense and some family law. My father and I have a practice, it's just he and I together, and that's what we do. I'm also a special prosecutor out in Wyandotte County, where I prosecute felony crimes where the current district attorney has a conflict of interest, anything from DUIs to first-degree murder. Those cases come to me when there's a conflict in that jurisdiction. I'm running because I think it is a good opportunity for me to give back to my community. And that's really the only reason that I want to run. I don't have any special interest or any special agendas that I want to pursue other than to make some sensible decisions for our community. Some of my goals, if I were chosen to sit on the council, would be to expand Western Shawnee. I think that there is a tremendous potential for growth in Western Shawnee. I think that with the population that we have, with the population that is likely to come and the median, income of those houses, we need more options. And I think that the people in Ward 3 want more options. And so I would push for that. I would push for new restaurants, new shopping, new places for people to spend money in Shawnee. And to draw people from outside of Shawnee to spend money. I think we need more of that. Other cities have it, we need it. Additionally, I'd like to, Wards 1, Ward 4, our core, I'd like to see it revitalized. I'd like to see more smaller businesses open up in that area, and I think it's very important. So those are some of the reasons or the goals that I would seek to accomplish if I were chosen to sit, and happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Does council have any additional questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Welcome. Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, council members and mayor. I'm Karen Whitson. I'm here because I want to help continue the positive direction I see happening in our city, Shawnee. My experience in business and my volunteer activities and my MBA perfectly positioned me for this council seat, the Ward 3 position. And here's how. Working for Marion Labs, I earned my MBA in the evening at KU. And my MBA instilled in me a great understanding of the value of data and measurement. For Mary Merrill Dow, I received some leadership training and had the opportunity to lead a cross-functional team using quality improvement measurement tools. For MCM, I analyzed data and looked for gaps in healthcare, quality gaps in healthcare, and helped close those gaps. And most recently for DST, I helped the executive team dive into big data and how big data can be used to gain insights into how to solve some of our problems in healthcare and how to get to better outcomes and lower costs. So I'm very passionate about the role of data in management. Now, this will be my first role in working for the city. However, my career has been in healthcare, and I've had government aspects to the business operations my entire career, from the FDA to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid to the 2018 Bipartisan Budget Act and other acts of Congress and state and federal rules, all guiding healthcare and the business of healthcare. So I understand the role of government in business. My experience in quality management and translates perfectly to managing for city management because of the where we need to look for quality improvements and use data for continuous improvement, and that can be applied to city management as we have used it for business management. So I have noticed that Shawnee already has benchmark cities identified and has already had, I've looked at the 2019 budget, already has the results defined and is already measuring, which is encouraging to me because I see there's already a great commitment to data here in our city, which I'm very pleased with. And I would be very excited and motivated. It would be very rewarding if I ever had an opportunity to dig into some of this data and help find some insights to guide our team as we're managing the city. Also, it would be really fun and rewarding to help identify potential grants and write grant applications and see where we maybe get some additional funding to apply to the results, the desired results for the city to gain even more positive results. That would be really fun. I'm a writer, so would be very rewarding to help find those opportunities, measure, and show other cities. I mean, we could be a model. Let Shawnee be a model for other cities and show them what works. I attended a What Works Cities webinar recently, and it was very focused on using data for good city management, and I was very encouraged by the opportunities that we can have, to use data to continuously drive improvement. So as you can see, I'm all about show me the data, right? I'm excited about the opportunity to join the team here, and so to conclude, I bring leadership, quality management expertise, and importantly, the time and energy to make a difference. And for these reasons, I'm asking you to choose me for this open seat. Thank you.
Council have any additional questions? Questions of any additional council? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So Brule bailed out and Latine bailed out. Brule is my little phrase. Brule apparently is not going to show up, so this is Rattan.
Welcome, right over here. Yep. You're on the right. Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Dawn Rattan, and I've resided in Shawnee since 2002. I'm interested in this position because I'd like to be a part of Shawnee's continued growth and development. I'm so excited about projects like NEMA Now and Westwood Green projects and the Westwood Green project. I've had about 3 careers in my life. First as a manager at Procter & Gamble after receiving my chemical engineering degree, then as a stay-at-home mom after my 3rd child was born, probably my hardest job, and then currently as a small business owner at Village West Discount Liquors and Everfit. At Procter & Gamble, I was fresh out of college, but I had to learn from the masters, the technicians who had been working for Procter & Gamble for 20 or more years. I also did assignments in human resources where I learned important skills like conflict resolution, organization design, and assisted department leaders. Overall, with P&G, I acquired skills to develop work processes that would ensure a quality product out the door every time. With our business startups, I didn't have any experience in retail, liquor, or fitness, and over time, I've found resources and I've learned from the people with the experience. I put the right people on my team to get results, and I've been able to use some key skills that I got at Procter & Gamble in our current businesses. We've made and we continue to make mistakes and learn from them. However, we've created businesses from the ground up, a corporate culture, important relationships, and a customer base in each one. I love giving back to the community, and I've mentored middle school kids and also supported quite a few local nonprofit businesses. I do this because my own life has been very blessed, and I also want to be a role model for my children. These roles have all involved new experiences, new relationships, and a learning curve to figure out how to succeed. I'm fortunate to have worked with people from varied backgrounds and points of view, including union members, executives, stay-at-home moms, contractors, employees, volunteers, and customers. In the Ward 3 City Council role, I'll learn everything I can about how the city functions, and then I'll find out where I fit, where I can contribute, and make a positive difference. I'm eager, open-minded, and interested in doing what's right for the city to meet the city's goals. I'll work as a team member on City Council, and I'll do what's right for Shawnee through collaboration and consensus. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions from the council? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, do you want me to wait till they come in, or do we have any discussion from the council? Ms. Meyer.
Yeah, while we're waiting for them to come back in, I just wanted to note that we have 16 really fantastic Ward 3 residents who have a diversity of opinions and viewpoints and backgrounds, and I am so excited by that. I'm biased. Ward 3 is the greatest, and we have the greatest residents, obviously. So I was really encouraged by that, and I think we have a lot of really strong options, and the future is very bright for the ward and the city, so I was encouraged by that.
Absolutely. Okay, so is there any other discussion or comments or questions from the council? Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, just a comment. There's only going to be one winner walkout tonight from this review we're doing, trying to select a new council person. But I just wanted the people, every one of them that applied, thanks so much for applying. It was a lot of work, a lot of quality candidates, very impressed with your resumes and your backgrounds. So there are no losers. Y'all did great, and there's going to be opportunities in Shawnee to serve in various capacities. We hope you would look into that if you do not get selected tonight. But so thank you. Thank you all.
Mr. Neighbor?
I would just add dittos to what Councilman Jenkins said.
Mr. Kemley?
I'll pile on that as well. I know how difficult it is. I applied for an appointment and I was not selected. And so I understand how hard it is to sit up here and go through your resume and talk in front of people. So just want to say we appreciate all the applicants.
Mr. Zimmerman?
I got to pile on too now. A sincere thank you to all of you for the efforts you put into it. I think Steph's comment that we are blessed. Ward 3 is pretty lucky. Thank you to every one of you, and I do hope that regardless of who wins, the rest of you look at opportunities within the city to give back. Thank you.
Mr. Sandifer?
I'd also agree. I think this is outstanding that this many people have stepped up for the position, and it is incredibly hard to come out here and try to do what you're doing, and thank you.
Ms. Constance?
For ditto. I completely agree.
And I shared my thoughts with you guys earlier. It would be an honor to serve with any one of you. You're all amazing, and I hope you do continue to want to contribute to the city. We have lots of volunteer opportunities. We have Citizens Police Academy, a Fire Citizen Academy, and Shawnee 101 for those who are interested in learning more about the city and getting to know staff in an even closer relationship, but, and like Mr. Kimling said, in 2005, I was in your spot and I was not selected. So here we are today. So at this time, we will start the nomination process. Well, the city clerk has handed out the nomination forms. So will everybody have their names written down, who you want to nominate? And then the city clerk will gather the nominations and place them on the overhead projector so they can be tallied.
Just one name. Oh.
We could add an extra couple chairs up here.
Well, in case you have to.
Run out of room.
Hard to do.
Okay, so we have 4 for Lisa Larson Bennell and 3 for Dave Myers. So I will accept a motion to appoint Lisa Larson Bennell to fill the vacant Ward 3 seat.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded on this item. I will do a roll call vote. Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Neighbor,
Yes.
Councilmember Jenkins,
No.
Councilmember Kimling,
No.
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Councilmember Sandifer,
Yes.
Councilmember Constance.
Yes.
That is 5 votes, and so motion passes for Lisa Larson Bennell. So, because we ended this one before the next one, will we be swearing her in so she can join us for the next one?
It's on the agenda for the next
7.
Okay. So since there are no other items, I will accept a motion to adjourn the special call meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. We are adjourned. The regularly scheduled city council meeting will begin very shortly at 7 p.m. Thank you.
You gonna make it? You gonna make it?